Okay, give me a minute. Set up and all that. But I just been wanting to share recent updates. There's a lot of updates, like weeks worth, months worth of programming of lots of changes that there's a lot to say about. So, in particular, uh, just give me a minute, okay? I'm setting this stream up. I just hit start stream just to get it started, but I'm configuring some stuff. Hold on. Oh, okay, sorry. I just wanted to go over the song creator aspect. So I did overhaul the song creator. Song creator is essentially Guitar Pro generation, Guitar Pro song file generation. It's just a little window on the bottom of the song visualizer. So there's two aspects. There's a song visualizer and then there's a song creator. And then the song creator, like I said, it generates the Guitar Pro files, sends it over to the song visualizer. The song visualizer opens the Guitar Pro 5 files. But in particular, I want to focus on the song creator right now in this particular devlog. I kind of go back and forth between updating the visualizer and the creator. But when I update either, I bump up the global version, so we're at version 1.2D alpha. And I basically changed everything, how it generates the files. So maybe I could get started with the little coaching or something like that. So basically, Guitar Pro 5 file, sheet music, musical notation, whatever you want to call it. You got to measure, you make a new file, you got to measure, starts off default 120 tempo, 4/4 time signature. Now, there's a trick when generating Guitar Pro 5 files, in that the requirements are funky. Now, there's different approaches on how to write a measure. You could think of it as the typical note lengths, which is accurate. What Guitar Pro software teaches is it all comes down to float values. What is a float? It's a number with a decimal. It's not a whole number. So let's say you have a quarter note. What is a quarter note length? What is a quarter note length? It is, if you play it down, it's 1.0. Shows up at the very top of the screen. This might be tiny on the screen here. Let me see. Might be better if I could like I might have to restart the stream to I think I'm outputting at 4K of this stream, but just not necessary. I could actually be doing like um 1080, whatever. Uh, but I have to restart the stream. But basically it shows up the top the amount of float value you currently are and how much is remaining to fill the current measure. Oh, you probably hear a bunch of background noise of this. Hold on, let me change mic. How's this? It might be a little more silent. Let me boost it up. Plus 10. Something like that. No, a little bit too much. Plus 6. Something like that. Alright, give me another minute. Alright, let's try this again. So, we have a measure in Guitar Pro with one quarter note, and one quarter note equals to 1.0, and the current time signature requires a total of 4.0 exactly. Can't be 4.1, 4.2, can't be 3.8, can't be less than, greater than, it has to be exactly 4.0. Granted, that number varies based on your time signature. If you have 3/4, then you're going to require 3.0. If you have 2/4 time signature, you're going to require 2.0. That is the number of the 4 on the bottom. The number 8 on the bottom is different, but it doesn't matter. In this example, it's just 4.044 time signature, quarter note equals 1.0. So you need 4 quarter notes to get 4.0. This measure is fully complete. And I know I'd have to zoom in on the Guitar Pro. Just to see it better, like that. Something like that. I don't know. 4.0, see that measure is 4.0. Now you go to the next measure. Well, what's an eighth note? An eighth note is 0.5. So 2/8 notes is 1/4. So you have 8. That's a full measure. That's why they're called eighth notes, right? And that's why these are called quarters. It takes 4 quarters to fill a measure. That's 4/4 time signature. It takes 8 eighth notes to fill a measure. How many 16ths would it take? Well, 16th is 0.25. So it's worth remembering the float value of the note lengths. The float values never change. For the note lengths, well, that's not necessarily true. The note lengths change less than the time signature is a better way to say. I think you could have more varying time signatures than you can have varying note lengths. There's only like potentially 3 different varying note lengths. And what I mean by varying note lengths is if you have a note like a 16th note, a 0.25 note length, what happens when adding a dot to it? So look at the note length. With the dot is 0.375. Without the dot is 0.25. So the dot is a way to add a slight additional amount of time to the note length. And that applies to all note lengths. You could add a dot. So a quarter note without a dot is 1.0 note length. With a dot is 1.5 note length. So what it does, it adds half the value. So 1 goes to 1.5, because 0.5 is the half of 1. And if you go further, 0.5, you add it, it'll be 0.75. Adds a half. Half of 0.5 is 0.25. 0.5 plus 0.25 equals 0.75. So that's one variation of the note length. We're going to say there's 2 other variations of the note length I'm considering. Take away the dot, go back to the basic. We're going to add a tuple. So that makes it from 0.25 to 0.333 for the eighth note, and for the quarter from 1.0 to 0.667. So what tuples do, I'm going to call them tuplets, regardless if they're called tuples, whatever. I'm calling them tuplets. So you have three tuplets of the same note length. It counts as two instead of three. So you have three notes, but you slightly reduce the duration of each, but you still want to consider it three. And there's different variations. So that's one version of three of the same note lengths. So you have 5 quarters instead of 4. And maybe I could get the audio for that. Let's see. Hold on. Audio input capture, audio output capture. Dang it, I want to be software specific. Hold on. Is there any specific way I could do application audio, Guitar Pro? Let's try that. It's a bit loud, huh? Hold on. Okay. Instead of okay, that's an example. And this is all relevant. I'm bringing all this up, this note length, this dotted note, this tuplet value. Bringing all this up because it's relevant to the code that I implemented. Hold on. Uh, Something like this. All right. So, actually, I cut it off. Hold on. Something like that. I can't capture the whole window because I'm doing 4K for some reason. Let me restart it. Let me restart with 1080.